Hello, colleagues. Good day. I followed this morning your discussions concerning this concept of community of practice, and I realized that you have good ideas because this tool is for collaboration. Is a very important tool, and we are going to see in which aspect it is really relevant, specifically for the curriculum specialist in Zambia. My name is Maurice Nkusi. I'm an international IBE expert. I have 3 points that I'm going to briefly discuss with you. The first one is why the COP, Community of Practice tool. Now, why do we why do we talk about it now? What are the challenges facing curriculum specialists in Zambia and how to solve the challenges in Capital? Okay. First, let's see what a community of practice is all about. As Etienne Wenger is a French researcher and specialist in this tool, which is a community of practice, is saying that is a group of people who share a concern or passion for something they do and who learn to do it better by interacting regularly. So this is about people coming together and they start doing things together in order to improve what they are doing. Okay, learning may be the reason the community comes together, and this is very important. Before really to be conversant with a specific skill, we need to learn how to do it. We need to develop expertise. So coming together as a community, the main reason is to learn together and later on to collaborate, to address issues, to develop solutions, etc. And this is very important for curriculum development. Not everything we call a community is a community of practice, and commonly we always give an example of the fun of soccer. So what they do, they create a community which is around a specific soccer team. So they meet, they discuss strategies, they contribute financially. But what makes that community not to be a community of practice is that the fun, they are not actually playing soccer in that team. They only support the team, but they don't play. So there is the practitioner part that is not in that community. So a community of practice has three main characteristics. The first one is the domain. So this represents the identity of the COP, which is defined by shared domain of interest. So you have people who have the same interests, they come together in order to collaborate around that interest. The second element is the community. These are the people. So these are the people with that interest and they come together to see how to improve what they want to achieve. And the third one is the practice. And this is important. Members are practitioners. They practice actually what they are discussing in order to improve the understanding, the solutions, the way of doing things in the field where they are. So the combination of these three elements, domain, community, and practice, constitute a community of practice. So sometimes we ask ourselves what a community of practice looks like. And this is really something that many people ask themselves. So here we are going to provide some examples and we show the activity that is linked to that example. For example, let's talk about problem solving. And an example can be very simple in the teaching of mathematics. Let's say a teacher teaching fractions, and the teacher realized that students really don't get that concept very well. Now, the teacher wants to find out from other members in the community how they do to get advice on how to improve the teaching practice in order to support learners understanding these content concepts. It can be request for information, and we know professionals need information in order to work out some solutions or addressing some challenges. Where can I find videos for teaching English phonics, for example? So people within the community can share that information, they can share resources. Search for experience. Has anyone ever dealt with a customer in this situation? A customer can be a student, it can be an issue, it can be a parent, something really complicated, a little bit difficult. The person can look for somebody with experience in order to learn from that other person. So we have really quite a number of examples here that will help you to understand what a community of practice can help in the context of curriculum developers in the Zambia. Okay, now using the theory of change, so this is a methodology of developing uh, plans in order to achieve what an organization wants to achieve is a very popular methodology. Now there is a theory of change for network social learning. Remember, learning is a social event. Why? Because people come together and connect among themselves, create relations, and so on. Now, using this theory of change for social learning, it is evident that a network member participate in a network activities that generate interest or enthusiasm. So this is what is happening. I'm a member in a community, I participate in activities, and I get really very excited about what is happening. And this is what we call immediate value. So a member can join the community just to learn something, to get solutions to the issues and other aspects, even to support others, because that is another aspect that is is part of human beings, for supporting others, for being ready to share with others, for people to grow together. Now, that member who participates made that this participation creates a new perspective, strength one's determination, or forges new relations. And this is important. And this connects to the social aspect of human beings. And this value is what we call potential value, something that can come out of the participant being in the community. Okay. Now the member goes home after discussions with others, after learning with others. The member goes home and implement this new understanding, inspiration, or connection. And this represents the applied value. You see how things are moving in terms of values through the theory of change. And we have immediate value, we have potential, now we have applied value, and things becomes even more important. Now, with that understanding, inspiration, or connection by the member, this will lead to an improvement in the realization of the community theme. So a community has objectives, principles, has a goal in mind, has a vision. Now, by getting the immediate value, potential value, applied value, this leads to realized value. So the member who actually implements what he or she learns make that the realized value is realized. Now, very interestingly, with this realized value, it might even transform the way business is done, the way the person is teaching, the way the curriculum developer is solving issues, is rendering even the curriculum more transformative in order to transform the learner. Okay, and this we call transformative value. So you can see how important is the community of practice using this social learning network theory of change. Now, what are the challenges faced by curriculum specialists in Zambia? So this is something that may be discussed by the specialists in Zambia, and actually myself being not part of that community, I may be a member, so I may learn how curriculum developers in Zambia, how they address issues, what are the issues. Now, they are very, very important aspects or attributes to consider when trying to solve the challenges. And this is something very important that we are going to discuss at the later stage when we are creating a community of practice. So there are 6 elements that we need to consider: a field of application, the question here, where this community of practice is going to focus. What is field of application in the context of Zambia? So this need to be discussed, need to be well understood by the members, and things will start taking shape, and the community will move smoothly forward. Another one is basic principles. What are we going really to stick on as principles to ensure success of the community? Where the community needs also to determine the objectives, okay, of the community. So the members will sit together and they will look at the objectives of the community, and very importantly, and you know the importance of technology. We know that the technology actually is an enabler and is an accelerator. So this can really make things quick and can make things happening. So that's why the technology is important in this aspect, and research is innovation is very critical, and this is what curriculum developers actually do to find out what are the best way of doing things, or what are the solution of the challenges at hand. Administration and governance, so this is extremely important. How this community of practice going to be administered, is going to be governed. So we have the guide that is going to take you through the process to ensure that you develop the um, the community that really you want. And then we developed a manual that is going to help you to see how to learn, how to create and to use the technology that we developed, that IBE put in place, that we call here curriculum community of practice. So this platform will get time to look at it, to learn how to use it. It doesn't matter the language you are using. You can select the language that you want. By default is English, but you can select French, Portuguese, whatever language really you want, and it will help people now to connect together and to work together virtually, because people are so busy these days. They can contribute based on the time, on the availability, on their own pace. And this makes things much easier than meeting physically, which is possible as well, but most of the time is more difficult because time constraints. Okay, to make things easier to learn how to use the platform, we created a video tutorial site that is going to help you to learn much faster on how to use this platform, which will help you to advance in your community when you are collaborating. So collaboration, as you know, is one of the 21st century skills that is so important. And technology can even make collaboration more wider when people are not in the same place, when people are not in the same country, when people are not on the same continent. And this is the end of this presentation. We'll get time to continue with discussing in this area. Thank you very much.